Hello, y'all. Today is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. Today is the 8th anniversary of the rape by that Freemason guy, Derwin O's. Yeah, 8 years ago that I was raped by him. And he got let off. And I almost got arrested. They falsely accused me of lying on a police report when I told the truth. And they have no reason to make up a straight lie on a complete stranger, you know. So, I guess that was one of my heavy attacks after, that's audio rape right there. They've been harassing me ever since after I checked in the hotel room yesterday with the ambulance sirens. One ambulance driving one side of the street, and then the other highway, they driving over there the opposite direction, and then another way from several different directions, all to harass me, you know. But I think my other video, no, that wasn't what happened. I couldn't film it because my hands were full. So, I was able to find me a place that's not downtown, at least for the night from last night, that's cheaper than downtown. Plus, well, I know this is a hotel and not a motel, so this is reasonably priced. And I'm at least 85% satisfied with this room right about now. Well, because the sofa has some stains on it, you know, but I didn't sit on the sofa. But everything else is nearly perfect in this room. You know, so tonight I don't know what's gonna happen. It seems like I can't even reveal too much because I want y'all to be able, the ones who care, I want y'all to be able to know, know what's going on with me. But it seems like I can't say too much because even other professed targets, it seems like everybody's watching me to scrutinize me and want to find something to condemn me about or make me feel bad about, I'm looking for a permanent solution. And it's like, I know a lot of targeted individuals, we can't stay in the same place for a long time, But at the same time, I need something more permanent than staying in different hotel rooms. And I mean, if y'all saw my other video yesterday, Alex got me in this predicament. They have they have less tolerance for homeless here than in Pensacola, but then they talk about Florida having zero tolerance for homeless. I didn't ask to be homeless, but they said that some other targets talked about that too, how they were forced to move several times, or some people say that they were hit with energy weapons so badly that they couldn't stay in their home and they ended up homeless and crippled up and disabled on the streets and stuff like that, And there's no compassion for people like us. There's no compassion for even military veterans. It seems like only housed military, I'm not a military vet, but only the housed military veterans get more honor and respect than, the homeless vets, because the homeless disabled veteran that you see on the street crippled up in a wheelchair with one leg, and you want to talk about him being lazy and need to go find a job and stuff like that. I mean, he's physically crippled plus suffering severe PTSD and stuff like that. And, I mean, I just can't even express how cold and cruel this world is. And I know the Bible doesn't want us to be like that, but it prophesizes that that's how the world will be. Like, when Jesus quoted about iniquity shall abound and the love of many will wax cold, talking about some cold. And then people act like they think that they're doing the right thing by being cold-hearted and cruel. And then they have their justifications for why why animals get more love, care, and respect than humans. And people would rather spend more money on an animal than a human being, you know. But they have all these justifications why they refuse to help the homeless. But then they don't have justification. I mean, it's like that they'll go and help a poor little kitty off the street, you know. And it's like, some people be like, oh, because animals won't hurt you. Hell yeah, they do. You ever think about snakes and bears? Yeah, they hurt. Like a cat or a dog can't bite or scratch you. Yeah, that animals hurt too. You know, but I guess it's animals, maybe like a baby that they don't know what they're doing. So or animals don't need to be held accountable for, you know, whatever they do. You know, if a dog makes doo-doo all over, well, I guess you can train them. Train them to not poop everywhere, you know. So the perps, I'm pretty sure they know what hotel I'm in, especially the fact that I was trying to see about the possibility of, you know, they say if you stay on 2 separate occasions, then you get a free night. So, you know, I had to go online and get that done, you know. So I'm not even going to say the details much anymore about how much a hotel room costs and stuff like that. But I'll say this: this one costs less than $100. I'll say that much. It's under $75. I'll say that much, but I won't be specific. But, you know, they said weekly rate is cheaper than, you know, staying for one day here and there. But that's all I have the money to, you know. If somebody helped me out, well, if one person helped me out with $100 in a day, that's all I could do. But, you know, me trying to stay out of the mental hospital, you know, because people trying to set me up, and me trying to stay out of jail because the police have zero tolerance of homeless, you know, shucks. So, I mean, no, people thought I was crazy for, you know, sleeping on the streets. And they thought I chose that life. No, I didn't, you know. But they ran me out of every neighborhood I go live in. They have a noise campaign, plus they hit me with the energy weapons, plus neighbors threatening you, plus the police won't do anything when I call. And that was before I found out I was targeted. But now I have an answer to my situation. Now I'm trying to fight to get housing back again. But I hate the slave housing, like homeless shelters that are exploitative, scam, prison cults that care nothing about us. And it's like they try to set a trap on purpose so that you can't be employed and stuff like that. Like the way they have their rules and stuff. If a person works nights, then they quote unquote lose their bed in the shelter, you know, or they want to try to falsely accuse you of playing willy-nilly or something like that, you know. Other homeless people have told me that's pointless to even stay in a shelter because they play all kinds of psychological. They might be targeted and don't realize it, but they play all kinds of psychological games. Even in the men's side, you know, They say at the shelters the staff play all kinds of psychological games with them and stuff like that, you know. It's like homeless shelter is another kind of mind control prison. So I wish people would stop suggesting I go to a homeless shelter because it's not safe. Some people say that the shelters can be more dangerous than the streets, and there's more violence up in there. It's filthy up in there. I mean, you live in a shelter where I'm gonna go ahead and be graphic. I'm gonna go be graphic about it. Where at Union Rescue Mission in Los Angeles, you never know if you're forced to use the bathroom in the dark at Union Rescue Mission in Los Angeles downtown. And you never know if you come across a toilet with blood and shit and piss all over the toilet and wonder how the hell somebody did that. And that's on almost every toilet every night. When I stayed at that winter shelter in Long Beach, California, there was some green herpes cum on every toilet, and there was a lot of it. I never in my life saw anything like that before, but it was a lot of it on every toilet every night. And in the porta potties that they force us to use. They force you to ride the bus while you're not allowed to arrive at the shelter by yourself. But they force you to ride the bus with other people who choose to be dirty when they have showers. And you're forced to sit next to somebody who smells like hot dog water, like old stale hot dog water and urine mixed in together. And then in the women's shower, you're forced to like when I'm saying my experiences when I was in Los Angeles and Long Beach. They had this hardcore butch man dyke, you know, way older than me. She acting like she wanted to try to make sexual advances at me and try to hit on me. And there's an open shower where all women take a shower together and out in the open where everybody's naked in the same room with no privacy at all, and you're in close quarters with each other. And so that dyke, you know, she started perping me. I didn't know it at the time, but now I come to think of it, she started perping me when I refused to be gay with her, you know, and she wasn't even attractive, you know. So, I refused to be gay, and so yeah. There's a ghetto fight, a scary ghetto traumatizing fight from people every day in the shelters. You wake up shaking in the morning seeing two strangers fight. You wake up shaking and scared because, you know, you're afraid that they're gonna murder each other, you know. There's a high chance of food poisoning and undercooked food in the shelters. And the shelters aren't responsible if you get food poisoning, if you get sick from their forced pork and corn every single day when you pay, you know, at least $600 a month to stay in a shelter, and all they feed you is old stale pork and corn all day, every day, and feed you a small amount, and you're not allowed to ask for seconds, you know. So, I mean, and then everybody in the shelter is against you and perping you and stuff like that. So, even when I was in Pensacola, the end of last year, that white girl, the roommate, Sarah, tried to fight me, and she perped me very heavily. And she was younger than me and act like I'm supposed to be frightened of her. And, shucks, she, I mean, she had me frightened of her. And, you know, almost, I don't remember how long I stayed. If it was 2 or 3 nights I stayed there at Women with Clear Vision. And they had the homeless female. They had everybody else took a shower, but she was the only one. This black lady was the only one allowed to stay dirty, and she would get doo-doo all over every single bathroom stall seat, and then they had doo-doo on the doorknobs and stuff, and then they allowed her to serve food without washing her hands, and then they serve you 2-week-old McDonald's hamburgers from out the refrigerator and stuff, like 2-week-old, and they want you to pay $600 to stay to live there. And I don't get how those women tolerate living there like that. I mean, without complaining, and then I'm wrong for complaining or speaking up or speaking out or something like that, you know? So it seems like, I mean, I wish I had that fortune to have my own house, even if it's a small house, and live in a place where where it's quiet and not much of anything, rather than living in close quarters like an apartment or whatever. Because, you know, and one thing they talk about the apartment lease being a legally binding contract, and you know, it's like a slave contract, and you're not allowed out of it for a whole year, while you be just tormented and abused by neighbors and the landlord and the Section 8 people and stuff like that. So, you know, they gave me a rough time at the Section 8 office in Gretna, Louisiana. And money-hungry scam landlords who just do everything fucked up. And then the lady at the Section 8 office told me God can't help you. The white lady named Debbie Thompson. She was very abusive and stuff like that, you know. Trying to tell me God can't help you. And then she told me that me confronting the neighbors, that I deserve to get hurt by confronting the neighbors for blasting their music and TV and stuff. But me being just tormented day and night, it's like I already have my hell, you know. And so, I mean, I had a mostly peaceful night, but the trolls next door, right here, they're not blasting their TV super loud, but it's loud enough to where I can hear it. And the littlest thing distracts me. I'm hypersensitive with everything, you know. So, at least in this hotel, it's cheaper than the one downtown. It's a whole lot nicer. Except the pool is dirty and it's not operable. And, well, no pool for me because that's why I cut my hair. But anyway, everything in here is just nice. Really nice. So, at least I get to do my laundry here. Because at the other place, the guy kept telling me the laundry doesn't work. So, I'm going to go now. I'm going to get my clothes out the laundry. Finally get to wash these clothes I've been wearing. You know, I lost count of how many days I've been wearing this right here. You know, so I'm going to go and get my other clothes and then go wash these before I leave. So I'll see y'all in a bit. Bye.